Hello everybody, and welcome to the last episode of the Nobody Asked for This podcast for this year. The final episode of 2025. Yes, no fear, Shakespeare. I will be back next week in 2026, but for now, we can be dramatic and say that this is the final episode of 2025, because 2025 is ending, which is kind of nuts. I'm recording this December 31st, 2020, what year is it? 2025. Here's the thing. I like the sound of odd numbers better than I like the sound of even numbers for some reason. So like an odd number year, I like better. Now, if we look back at 2025, I can't complain. You know, people have it so much worse, which isn't a reason not to complain, but that's just what I'm going to do, or else this podcast would be like 100% of me complaining as opposed to just 95% of me complaining. But I can't complain, very blessed. But like 2025 wasn't like my greatest year, so I can't even say that my odd number, even number year theory has been proven true, because it absolutely hasn't. In fact, I would say that 2025, out of every year I've lived in my, long life, because I'm so old, just kidding, but 2025 will stick out to me the most out of any year. Does that make sense? Like, I can't tell you what the hell happened in 2017. I don't have memories from 2017, like specific ones, but 2025, in 25 years, you could ask me, you can mention 2025 to me, and I will have graphic detail of, all of the interesting developments that happened. We'll say that. But yeah, we are coming up on a new year. Now, I have kept kind of tabs on my New Year's resolution throughout the year, and have reported back sort of on my progress on multiple episodes this year. And I'm here to tell you that with, 14 more hours to go, it does not look like I will complete my New Year's resolution of making a Greek yogurt bowl fully from scratch. Now, I guess New Year's resolutions are supposed to, in some way, are they supposed to like make you a better person or improve your something or other? Yeah, so mine, I wouldn't say was going to do that. Like, I don't know that having a homemade Greek yogurt bowl was going to fix anything. And it didn't. Well, I guess I didn't have it, so I don't know. Maybe that would have made all the difference, and I would be on here talking about how 2025 was the best year of my life. I'm not sure. But what I do know is, knowing me, I will not be reaching my New Year's resolution goal, which is good and bad. Bad in the sense that it's like, okay, yeah, failed another year. Good, okay, we're going to look at the positive. Good in the sense that I can just regurgitate. That's a great word. I can just regurgitate that resolution. It's a regurgitative resolution. We're going to regurgitate that resolution to, what is that called? To next year, to 2026. So here's to making a from-scratch Greek yogurt bowl with homemade Greek yogurt, homemade peanut butter, and homemade granola. Here's to that for 2026. So we're gonna copy paste that goal into the next millennium or whatever. I hope everyone had a great Christmas, to those who celebrate. I've noticed that, how do I put this? I haven't watched enough Christmas movies, so I personally will be continuing to celebrate and acknowledge the Christmas season until I've seen at least Home Alone 1, Home Alone 2, and there was one more. I can't ever think of the name of this movie because I feel like it doesn't sound like what you think it would sound like, but it's the movie where they switch houses. Excuse me, I'm yawning. Hopefully I'm less tired in 2026. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to get back to that movie, but I feel like I have insomnia, but then I also, because insomnia is inability to fall asleep, correct? But then I also feel like I can't stay awake. So I don't know how I have both of those things. How do I both have insomnia and taking a nap at any turn syndrome? Are there any people that suffer from both? Does one feed into another? Like, because I can't sleep at night, does that mean I have to sleep more during the day? Am I nocturnal? Maybe that's going to be my New Year's resolution. I want to be less nocturnal in 2025 or 2026. I can't believe 2025 is over. I feel like I did nothing with my 2025. Anyone else feel that way? It was definitely, even though I didn't make my yogurt bowl, it was definitely the year of the yogurt bowl. I probably had over 250 yogurt bowls this year. And that, honestly, is something to celebrate. I also would want to know how many jars of peanut butter I went through. I'm going to say upwards of 30 jars. Probably around 30 jars of peanut butter. Or just nut butter. Like, sometimes I would switch it up and do like an almond butter or like a mixed nut butter. You know, because I don't want to be boring. I'm anything but. But yeah. Anyway, back to that movie that I can never think of the name of. It'll still be Christmas for me. I'm not taking my Christmas tree down until at least February. And I've seen Home Alone 1, Home Alone 2, and... Oh, I didn't watch Elf. Gotta put Elf on the list. Here's the thing. Because I haven't watched these movies and Christmas has passed, I did flirt with the idea of just kind of like skipping them for this year. Not because they're not good, but because then, like, how great are they going to be next year? You know, I was getting in a little bit of a rut where it's like I was watching the same Christmas movies, sometimes even like in July, and then by the time December rolls around, I'm not like itching to watch them. Where if maybe I deprive myself of some of these films, then by the time I get to watch them next year, it's going to feel extra special. Because to be honest, this year didn't feel Christmassy, and I say that every year, but it also didn't not feel Christmassy, if that makes sense. Like, it felt like I was just an adult on Christmas. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I feel like in past years, it felt like I was a kid who didn't feel like it was Christmas. Whereas this year, I just feel like I leaned into, like, Christmas isn't what I was when it was 12. Does that make any sense? Am I thinking way too hard about a holiday that's, like, just... That's what the movie's called. It's called The Holiday. See, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. It should be We're Switching Houses and It's Christmas Time. Whoever named that movie, you did a terrible job. You did such a good job in every other respect, but the title was incorrect. Anyway, I'm en route, if you can't tell. I'm in the car, as per usual, and I am on my way to pick up a package of some Christmas gifts. Yes, it is a week after Christmas, and I have not yet given all of my Christmas gifts to all of my various friends. So, if you're waiting on a Christmas gift, like if you're sitting listening to this, well, first of all, no one listens to this, but if you're sitting around thinking, man, he didn't give me a gift this year, it's probably, like, I probably just ordered it yesterday, you know? Again, Christmas season is not over for me because I have not watched The Holiday. Is that what it was called? Yes. So really, I have all the power here. All those coffee shops better keep those holiday cups. I am not done with them yet. I still want to be hearing Michael Bublé in all of the department stores. Like, we're not done. We're not done. I also would like to go to Vermont. I can't explain that any further, but I would like to go to Vermont. I just feel like that's, like, so Christmassy. Like, there's definitely, like, is there a town anywhere in the world that, like, is Christmas 24/7? I feel like Germany would do that. Like, German sounds like Christmas to me. I've never been to Germany. Except that one week in October where they do the thing with the sausages. Which I actually heard, like, wasn't in October. I heard a rumor that happens in, like, September. But I don't know. Anyway, I hope everyone is having a good week. I am officially over people continually bringing up how the week between Christmas and New Year's is a lawless land and calories don't count and time is fit. Like, okay, we get it. Like, it's becoming one of those things that, like, everyone says like it's an original thought, but everyone's saying it, so it's obviously not. Okay, Dr. Seuss, that rhymed. But you know what I mean? It's just one of those things that people say as if it's like, oh my gosh, I just had this funny idea. Like, the week between Christmas and New Year's is chaos. It's like, yeah, we all know it's chaos. Not every ad on TV has to be referencing the week between Christmas and New Year's. Not every post on Facebook has to be about how the week between Christmas and New Year's is nonsense. Like, we got it. The point has been made. Let's move on. Now, as someone who says the same joke over and over and over and over and over again, I have to acknowledge that I am guilty of the crimes that I'm pointing out. But I almost feel like because of that, I am the perfect person to point it out because I know how annoying it is, because I do it. I do it all the time. But anyway, I hope everyone's week between Christmas and New Year's is going well. I hope your calories are not counting. I hope you're eating all of the leftovers. Although, I feel like at this point you should probably start. Like, if you still have Christmas leftovers, you need to take 2 notes from that. 1, you either made too much food. 2, you either need some new recipes because no one's touching your food. Or, let's just add a third option. I guess what would be the third option? I would probably stop eating it because you're probably going to get food poisoning. Well, maybe not. How long are leftovers good for? I feel like I've heard, like, I don't want to brag. I am technically certified in, like, a food safety something or other certificate. I have a diploma of food safety. I did go to an abandoned elementary school on a Saturday in February, and they did tell me what temperature to cook beef to. I regurgitated, there's that word again, I regurgitated that information on a multiple choice test, and I passed. I got a certificate saying that I know everything about food safety. So as a food safety minister, I am going to say that I think we should all throw out our Christmas leftovers. I decree it. Regurgitate. Anyway, I feel like I'm not using that word in its proper context, but that's fine. What is everyone else's goals for 2026? I know you can't really tell me because that's not how this medium works. Also, there's like very few people listening to this, so there's also that. But yeah, comment down below. Can you even comment on a podcast? Like on iTunes, is there comments? We'll be going into, okay, so we started this week. I started this podcast in 2020. No, there was a we. No, we started this podcast in 2022, and we'll be going into 2026. How fun! Oh, speaking of years, I pulled a Hail Mary. I did a buzzer beater. I don't know if I covered this time, but there is so the last couple years I've loved to read, and I've set like a yearly reading goal. Now, I don't recommend anyone do that because it sucks the joy out of reading, and it makes you want to read for a goal as opposed to reading just for funsies. So don't do that. But I'm too far gone, so I do that. And I'd set my goal, like I think last year or the year before, I literally read like 50 books. Like I don't know how I was doing that. I had no life. And I still don't have a life this year. But I set my reading goal for like 20 because I knew like I didn't have the capacity to read more than that. And I think the year that I did 50 books, some of them were audiobooks, which they count. You still spent time with the book, but like to me, I'm like, no, it's not perfect because I didn't read it. I'm kind of hard on myself. But I want to say like in September or October, I think I had read like 6 books. and had been reading the same book for like, I don't know, like 4 months. I don't want to name names, but there was one book that, like, I swear to you, I started in May and did not finish until October, because I thought it was me. I thought I was the problem. I actually think it was just a bad book. But again, I was hard on myself, so I just blamed me. But no, I'm totally blaming the book. That book sucked. It was really weird too. But I eventually did finish that book, and then I continued to read like 13 other books, and I can tell you that as of yesterday, December 30th, at around 8 a.m., I have completed my reading goal. So there's that. And now, here's the thing. Now I'm stressing out because I've started another book that, like, if I really hunkered down, I might be able to finish today. But one, it's like, do I want to spend my whole day reading? Like, I have to be doing my, I have other stuff to do. But the reason I kind of want to finish it is, one, I want to overachieve and say that I read 21 books this year. But then, does this book count for my 2026 goal? Because I won't have read the whole thing in 2026. I will have read half of it in 2025. So it's almost like this book is just like a freebie. But then it's like, well, then what was the point of even reading it if I can't stack it up under some statistic? You know what I mean? So now I'm stressed about that. But I am proud of myself for really pulling it together at the end. Maybe next... I also watched a lot of movies this year. Maybe next week on the episode, I'm going to sit down and I'll tell you my favorite books and maybe my favorite movies of the year. I could do that. Let's do that. I'm excited. Okay, I'm feeling good about 2026. We gotta keep it positive. I hope you all have a great New Year's. Have a safe New Year's. Or you'll probably be listening to this. I guess it would have happened already. I hope you all have a safe New Year's. New Year. Both. I'm going to talk to you in 2026. So anyone who spent any time ever at all listening to the Nobody Asked for This podcast this year, I truly, 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 truly appreciate it. If you like what you heard, you can go to podcastnobodyaskforthis.podbean.com. You can get all our links on there, Spotify, iTunes, all of it. And yeah, I will talk to you in 2026. Bye.